Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the October 1st, 2012 Facilities Committee meeting. I'm starting this recording in the place of our chair, Mr. Scott Potts, who's unable to be here at this time. In attendance at this meeting are Monica Hamill and Mike Wolf representing the board, Ken Smith and Tom Hankel representing the administration, and we have one member of the press, and I'm Dr. Gary Otto, superintendent. So let's begin with the agenda.
All right. Number one is a chiller update. Basically, we've finished the chillers up. We have all our O&Ms and our as-built for the chillers. I met with them last Tuesday, so we're up and going there. All the controls are interfaced, everything's working fine. I had to call Greg from Burkhart, who Greg helps me out a lot with the pneumatic stuff. We had to change 2 valves around that were in op, so we're up and ready to go. That was the only added expense, which I even doubt if we're going to get billed for. So.
Now, do they run year round, or like when the weather starts to cool off, they're going to get shut down anyway now, right?
No, they'll get shut down. Okay. They'll get shut down and drained over the winter. But
looks like we're going to get into the 80s this week. So
it's a world of difference out there. I don't know if you talk to any faculty members out there or anything, but it's a world of difference.
It's cold. It's actually some of those days, and it was up. They were really.
It's doing its job.
More importantly, it's dehumidified.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. So we don't get that M word going.
Yeah, it takes care of the M word.
Yeah. So
and that wouldn't be Mike.
That's basically it on the chiller update. Besides that, we have a lot of scrap down in that basement that we're going to get rid of, which will go into my scrap account. We're talking a couple hundred feet of copper pipe. We're talking chiller barrels, which are copper lined. We're talking some condensing units with copper coil in it. So we're talking a good chunk of change for some scrap coming out of that building in the winter time. And what I'll do with that scrap is basically, I don't know if I can put it into capital, but I have a scrap account that we use and take it out.
I would recommend that, since we're not really replenishing a whole lot in capital reserve anymore.
Okay.
We talked to finance committee about that and the whole board, but that would be my recommendation.
Okay. So that's where we're going.
Well, how much are you talking about outside?
Off the top of my head, it's going to be over 5 digits, over $10,000.
Yeah, you need to put that back in. That would be my recommendation then.
There's a lot of copper.
Capital reserve keeps getting hit, so.
Lots of copper. Okay.
That's the decision of the committee, but that would be my recommendation ultimately.
All right.
Any thoughts on?
No.
Just so I can use that money for upcoming projects that we're going to go over here.
Once you put it in there, it has to be designated then. That's what I like about it. It can't get transferred into some other account. He gets to use it for the projects that we have across the district for facilities.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. Number 2 is painting the stair towers. Tom had gotten with our custodial staff. You probably know that in our stair towers are painted a dark blue. And
Stair towers.
This is the high school.
The high school.
Okay.
Yeah, the high school stair towers. We're going to paint them the Carolina blue and white, the same that's over in the annex, the stair towers. We're going to paint the handrails and the tread risers navy blue. Yeah. And the money to do that will be taken out of the scrap account.
It'll be done by our custodians.
Okay.
Yep.
That look good.
Yeah, those stairwells are.
It'll be done over Thanksgiving when we do not have students in the building. Conferences will be here, but what we'll do is we'll just shut down. The parents are here. We'll say, okay, we're going to be working on this stairwell, and we'll be used. And then by the time they come back, we figure we can get them basically all done. That entire week.
Yep. So the stair towers will be all cleaned up.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this to really brighten a lot of this area.
Getting it back to where it should be. Restroom wall treatments. I gave you a handout there on the wall treatments that we're looking at. It's a product called CoreGuard. It's made in Muncie, Pennsylvania. If you read the little clip there in the back of it, you get leads, points, and everything for them by using it. So many leads, points because it's within 500 miles of the manufacturer. So that's a product we're looking for. They use it a lot in hospitals, doctors' offices, everything like that. If you just read it right there, takes abuse from impact, gouges, scratches, everything like that. So it's a good product that we can put in the restrooms and still be able to sanitize the restrooms instead of drywall. We're going to take you on a little tour here, and we'll show you the bathrooms the way they are now. Drywall bathrooms don't hold up real well in this type of atmosphere here.
Now, if you put this over drywall?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yep.
And there won't be any problem with like molds getting between this and drywall or anything?
No, your
like that?
substrate, which is your drywall, basically you use an adhesive and you put the adhesive on, the same thing you use for your floor, the carpet here, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, same thing.
Do you understand what co-stars means? Do you want to explain that, Kenny?
CoStars is a joint purchasing out of the PA General Services. It's basically a procurement for state contracting.
That allows you to get a competitive price on
Yeah.
the material.
Mm-hmm.
So which basically the CoreGuard, the people that are co-stars, who have it in co-stars are Sherwin-Williams, in which we deal a lot with Sherwin-Williams.
And then what if someone draws on it?
You
It comes
just
off pretty like
scrub
a
it
Sharpie
off.
pen?
Just scrub it off.
Scrub it off?
Yep.
Yeah, they're not graffiti proof.
Yeah.
They're just
Wow.
You just scrub it off
Okay.
and get it right away.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty good at that. I mean, our bathrooms are checked frequently during the day, so we can get it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna meet with Tom. There's all sorts of different colors that we can go with. So I'm just gonna meet with Tom and basically pick the best color that we feel that is gonna go good inside the lavatories, the restrooms.
Who will install it?
We will. We'll
I
install
saw
it.
it had spray adhesive. That's
Yeah, we'll install it. But what we'll do is basically we still have the wooden doors that we used to close down the bathrooms last year. So we'll just basically put the wooden door on and turn the exhaust fans on, and away we go. Probably spray the adhesive early in the morning or later on in the evening. All we do is work around the kids if it's high VOC, which it ain't real high VOC. So we'll be in good shape and get it done.
Do you know of any kids having allergies to that type of thing that would cause asthmatic attacks or anything like that? I mean, I'm just curious because I know.
No, I mean, I can look on everything as far as their cards and everything like that. I mean, I don't know of any. Off the top of my head.
Yeah, I just know a lot of
I
kids
have
have
no
asthma
idea. I
and those
have
type
no
of
idea.
things can trigger it.
I mean, Tom and I checked into it, see what we got.
if you drape it with some plastic and you have a
Yeah,
positive
front of
airflow, it's gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, there's no vapor solely come out.
Yeah.
Hope that's-
And like I said, it's low VOC, and a lot of times when we're doing projects in here, we're painting classrooms while the kids are in here with low VOC paint. It's the same thing. No one's gotten sick so far.
Okay.
I think we're in good shape. So that's basically it there. That's a handout on that. The Annex Kitchen, what we like to do there, we like to take a look at possibly opening up the Annex Kitchen and Cafeteria. It's a bigger facility. Basically, I think, Tom, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think basically we could get away with 2 lunches instead of 4 lunches if we utilize that area. That would give us more instruction time during the day.
What we're looking at is to take a look at the whole eating facility present cafeteria is tight, the way the kids are in there, it's disjointed, it's really disjointed. And we're looking at taking the two, and we'll take a walk down to two cafeterias, opening them both up. Kenny's men can open up the pass-throughs, the doors between them.
It used to be a salad bar.
4 feet on either side. Make it open it up a lot nicer. And working with John Fellow to take a look at it, develop a lot of options for the kids for eat. Salad bar in one area, create your home hoagies in their other area, things like that. Take then the present cafeteria and make the student union there. And it works out really well. It's divided into like 2 areas with the computers, and then John will also have in that area, because the student unions for those kids who have been proficient, distinguished honor rolls, things like that, those kids who have earned those extra things, to have a kind of like a coffee bar set up for kids. It'll be manned throughout the day. They can go in, and some of the vending machines, the computers, and we'll be in one section, some computers if they want to do work in a relaxed atmosphere, and just a relaxing area where they have it now, some of the other stuff. And turn it around that way and make it really look we're trying to get the idea for the kids that it's a real positive experience here. And the different areas, lunch, and the union, and the bedrooms, with the new stairwells being painted. To really give them a lot of pride in the area.
That's a really good idea, I think, because I've heard rumors of low morale in kids, feeling like they're just kind of here in the school. And one of the jokes is that they painted one of the cafeterias red because Wilson had extra paint and we couldn't afford it. So that was, to hear that we're going to go back with different colors and put things in. I
get that quote.
So I'm glad to hear, it's like the colors on the floor, the stairs, kind of sprucing it up, student union, that's nice.
Well, when you have, when you look at as the kids progress through the ages in our district, you have them in buildings that have been redone and really look sharp. You have 3 years at the middle school. It's an absolutely gorgeous building. And you want them to have the same as they march through their 9 through 12 years, the same experience. Now, you can't match age for age, but they've done a really nice job with the annex. And then just to do some things that we need to do. It's just, every now and then you got to kind of redo your house a little bit.
Just for the record, that red wall is the diversity committee's work.
Oh, I didn't know whose it was. I just heard the kids say.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted that on the record.
Okay. That's good.
So we can move on to that. It's obviously going to require a financial plan as well to do this. So.
No, we do have a CAF fund and everything like that. So basically, working with John from Sodexo on it, our food service goes out for bid again this year. So
it wouldn't be any new money. The funding source would be our cafeteria fund.
Yes, in which we can only use.
We can only use it
fund.
We have to churn it back into the cafeteria.
Right. It would be.
So it comes at, as far as what I've heard so far, we haven't flushed it totally out at no additional expense to the school district.
Right.
Now, would that be the same fund that if there's an oven or a major piece of equipment you'd have to, so they're all the same money?
Yes.
No.
All right, then
We will not deplete that fund. That's our backup for like the booster heater over
It would need
this year.
We're just floating the idea at this point.
I guess when we start seeing the numbers, then we can talk about it.
Right, I think that's what you need to hear now, that we have our arrow pointed that way and the board's satisfied with the monetary piece, the philosophy and what we want to do, then we'll move ahead with it. But it would require board approval before we could do anything.
The student union is currently located in one half of the old cafeteria, right next to the old library.
CAF B.
Well, it's the music room now, but okay. So that would be partially located over here.
Yeah, it just gives it a, first off, with the cafeteria being relocated back there on both halves, and the huge, massive kitchen down there to be able to service, you overlook, the one side overlooks the stadium, which I think is great. It really is. It's very bright. It allows to do, John Perrell was talking, it allows to do, when you do banquets, it's a better facility to do our banquets in the building. As I said, I like the idea of moving the union up there. You know, the way that that building, cafeteria is chopped. It lends itself to segregating, like part of the union is dedicated to this and part of the union is dedicated to this.
Since I've been here in 2008, I asked, and you can ask Kenny, I asked the question a long time ago about what are we doing with the space down here, because it just seemed a little, how can I be tactful about this, a little underused. So I just felt like we got all this space here that, and there wasn't really a lot of initiative prior to wanting to do something with this. So I think I applaud Tom for working with Kenny and at least bringing the plan forward to the board, because I think it'll make a positive difference in the school, make us more efficient, make good use of the money that's kind of, I don't think we need to have, I don't know how much money's in there, but I don't think our kitchen equipment's in that dire of a need that we can't use some of the money that's in that fund to do what it is we want to do.
But you know, and the biggest thing is we're looking at the pride factor for the kids. And it's so very important when they walk in here, because they go to other schools for sports and things like that. And I've been around in different districts and you see that. And that's what we're looking for, to create that same atmosphere at basically no cost to the district. Present money. And Kenny's guys are going to do the work.
Now, if you had the coffee shop, is it really coffee that you'd be serving? Like,
Be a
or
lot
is
of
that
different-
just that effect? Like
It's the effect. He would put a lot of different things up there.
Okay. And then
Orange juice. The kids drink coffee. I mean, that's the way it is.
I know.
They do. I mean, I'm not going to.
smoothies, those
Yeah,
type
they-
of things.
you know.
That's-
Starbucks,
Yeah, I mean,
Starbucks
For
generation.
somebody like me, I wouldn't have orange juice
Go in
up
the
there.
parking lot when they leave in the afternoon, you'll see.
But would
Lots of coffee
they
cups.
pay out of pocket then
Yes.
for, okay, and then that?
Yeah, that would be proprietary. That would be an enterprise fund where they pay as they go.
That would be run by
Right.
Sodexo.
And then, oh, that would.
That would be Sodexo.
Okay, we wouldn't get that fund, that money? It would go.
However, the contract is built.
Okay.
with
Goes out-
Sodexo.
All right.
But we can put other things in there too, such as more vending machines, things like that.
It's a bigger area. You'll see. Have you ever been down in that cave?
I think
Kitchen
I
area.
have been,
Yeah,
but
I've been all through it. So.
Yeah.
Not recently, but
It's a cavern.
it's been
It's big.
2 years ago.
It's a
Yeah,
cavern.
it's big.
And all the kitchen equipment that we, from the high school now, just moved down to the annex.
Most of it. No, when we go down and do a walk around, we'll just walk through it and talk what we're going to need to do and what we don't have to do.
We're real, Kenny and I are real excited, and Dane, and real excited about the possibilities of what it will look like next year this time. We're really excited in having the kids come in here, and, you know, that's what we're all about.
Yep.
I think it's a good idea.
I was excited 5 years ago.
The next step
but it
is
never happened.
we'll put a written proposal together that spells out the nuts and bolts, exactly what needs to be done and all the attached costs if there's interest.
Well, I certainly think if you get more instructional time out of it in the long run, that'll go a long way, because right now, you know, the perception, that's not our district, but all districts is, you know, you're not trying to spend money needlessly without a purpose.
Right.
And this definitely, you know, the pride factor, you know, I'm not diminishing the pride factor, but yeah, if you can, you know, serve the same amount of kids and gain more instructional time, that's certainly something you can justify. You know,
But if I can cut it down to, even if I can cut it down to 3 lunches, you know, as opposed to 4, you're picking up time there, and what you do is I'm checking with other high schools, and it's a scheduling piece, but the difference is right now lunch is a scheduled class, so when a student gets their schedule, it'll say like period 5 lunch, okay? In the middle school, when you get your schedule, there's no period for lunch, none. lunches are run over periods. So that's what we're looking to see if we can accomplish, run them over periods. What effect does that have? Well, the effect is this. When we have an early dismissal or a late opening, and we run classes 1 to 4 or classes 5 to 9, right now at the high school, a student will have lunch period 6. So if we're running periods 5 to 9, 6th period, they go to the cafe and they sit there. At the middle school, there is no lunch. Every class, when those late days are, is a class, an academic class. Because how you run it over classes, over periods, as opposed to it being a period. And that's what we're looking at. And if you could be able to pick up, what does that mean? You take it back to an 8-period day as opposed to a 9-period, which is the same thing. You still get 8 academics, but I can pull up maybe an extra 3-4 minutes per class. So now instead of running 41, now you're running 45, 47 on 8 periods.
We think it's all good.
Through a school year, you're picking up lots of hours.
Yeah, and the only difference is you're not eating by grade level. But you know something? When I was in high school, I didn't eat by grade level. I mean, I didn't. We just ate.
That's more segregating than it is to do it the other way. Kids should mix.
We just ate.
Kids should mix. They're here in the building together. I don't see any problem with that. That's just my opinion.
So what was the next thing I went there?
I went to this.
All the 10th graders ate at the wall. All the seniors were at the window.
Yeah.
You knew your pecking order.
When we went here, it was basically it was 7 through 12 in the castles, they keep. Yeah, everybody ate all at once.
No.
And you're in the same building, 7th grade and 12th grade. So.
Sounds good.
Okay. The roof over at AIC, I had planned to coat that this fall. That's going to happen in the spring. Same way with this standing seam roof here. We'll be fine.
Estimated cost?
It's already approved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's already approved. Like I said, I was going to...
What is it about?
I don't recall.
Check.
I don't recall what the roof coat was and the standing seam here. But that'll be done in the spring.
Okay.
Now, are the bathrooms approved to be done in the spring? Is that all stuff already been approved, the bathrooms?
No, the bathrooms weren't. We had talked about it, that we wanted to do it. But like I said, the money for it, I'm just going to draw out of our scrap account. And the scrap account's the money that was in from the bleachers, from the stadium project, from the aluminum treads.
So we're going to take a walk?
Yep.
Where we heading?
Let's go to the bathrooms. I want to show them the bathrooms, and we'll walk down to the annex down to the kitchen.
Okay, the committee will reconvene at the first lavatory we find.